With so much technology around us, it's as easy as ever to go down dopamine rabbit holes that distract us from our goals in life. Endless social media scrolling, endless notifications begging for your attention, as well as apps that have been deliberately engineered to increase their app usage. It's an uphill battle to be productive in today's world with so many different devices distracting us. Today I'm going to go over some of the niche products that actually have improved my productivity in this increasingly digital world. Here's some devices that I recommend that help you achieve your goals. The first product I recommend is the Oura Ring. I've had the Oura Ring for about 1.5 years now. It has allowed me to track my sleep, fitness, and overall stress. Honestly, I should probably make another video deep diving why I love this ring so much, but just know that it gives me a lot of crucial information about my body that allows me to make tweaks in my lifestyle when something is off. For example, if I know I had a rough previous night of sleep, I'll make it a priority to sleep a little bit earlier and get ready for bed once the clock hits 9 p.m. The Oura Ring tracks a lot of data points for your body, but the main thing I track is this thing called a resilience chart. And the reason I track just the resilience chart is that I've been wearing this ring very consistently now for 1.5 years. I know that when my body gets to the adequate or limited status in the resilience chart, my body definitely becomes a lot more susceptible to getting sick. That's just an observation that I've noticed over the 1.5 years of owning this thing. So again, I use this to keep tabs on my own body when I don't recognize it myself. It's also interesting to see how you feel inside versus the score you get for, say, for example, a sleep score. This is interesting as sometimes I'll feel okay rested, but in reality, when I look at my sleep score, I've slept absolutely poor after, a night on the town or something similar where it's disturbed my sleep. Second product is my standing desk. I'm at my desktop a lot throughout the day. I probably spend a good 12 hours here per day. Not only do I work my 9 to 5 at this desk as I'm fully remote, but I also make all my YouTube videos here, do all my journaling, watch YouTube videos during lunch and breaks. And since I'm at my desk all day long, I need time to break up the sitting time, as it's fairly unhealthy for you to sit for long periods of time. I actually stand maybe 2-3 hours a day, especially when I'm coding. So I need a decent desk to do those basic things for me to break up my time at this one specific place. The desk I actually got was fairly cheap. It was like $200 to $300 off Amazon. And to be honest, it isn't anything special. It's definitely not the best build quality. There's literally a gap going through the center of the table. I'm sure I'm gonna upgrade sometime in the future to get not only a better build quality desk, but longer as well as wider. But I think I'll do that when I move into my next house or my next condo. Next is the Flow app. This is such a simple little app if you have never heard of Flow. It acts as your digital pomodoro timer in your desktop. I have this both for my work laptop as well as personal laptop because I like it so much. There are times where I find myself getting distracted or I'm really procrastinating in something because I have a challenging task up ahead. And so when I feel like I'm in that state, I'll start this timer and it'll be a Kickstarter for you to get into the flow state, hence the name. It's nice as you can set different settings for yourself for different Pomodoros, such as 25-5 or 50-10. And to start, it's a simple left click on your toolbar in the computer. And so that is such a frictionless thing to do. And that's why I love it so much. Once you're done with a task, it'll also give you a visual ding to tell you when to stop or start a working session. And then after 4 Pomodoros, you're allowed for a longer break, which I usually set 20 or 30 minutes for myself. I do have a physical clock for a physical Pomodoro, but honestly, I find the digital interface to be so much better. I think a large portion of this is because I do all my work mainly in the desktop. So taking my hands off the mouse or keyboard is a little bit distracting for me. And I got the physical clock recently because somebody recommended it, but honestly, I might return it because I don't even have that much use for it. Number 4 on my list is the Herman aeron chair. I got this new chair when I moved into this apartment, and this thing is a back saver, let me tell you. Throughout most of my life, I've had pretty serious sciatica issues in the past where my sciatica would be so painful that I couldn't even get sleep due to the nerve getting pinched in my lower back. And so one year it got so bad that I was fed up with the situation and started to go back to the drawing board. I replaced my chair, replaced my mattress, replaced everything that I could have thought that affected this sciatica, and it slowly got better. I think this chair has played a pretty significant part in helping my back get back to normal. I have my chair to the max stiffness, and so it basically doesn't allow you to recline because I found out that when you recline your chair or your chair has a lot of play in it. You actually lose a lot of your ab development for you not having to stabilize your abs when you sit in a proper position. And over time, if you're in a chair that allows you to have so much play, these critical muscles in your abs start to atrophy away, and it indirectly affects your sciatica because your body is pretty interconnected. Knew these chairs are really expensive, so I actually went on Facebook Marketplace and got these chairs for less than $800. Either way, it was well worth the investment, and I haven't had much of a sciatica flare-up ever since. The fifth is this right here, the wireless mic by DJI. This product seems really random, but this thing is a pretty damn good product if you're making any content of any sort. If you're making short form content, all you need to do is plug the receiver into your phone and the phone will start to receive this as the input. It's super easy to set up, and for my DSLR shots, which I'm filming on now, my DSLR mic input is actually broken. Apparently it's a pretty common issue that happens with these Sony A7 IIIs. But I'll just record my voice with the voice recorder on the Apple Store, airdrop the file to my computer once I'm fully done filming videos, and then I'll sync the audio to my videos fairly easily through Final Cut Pro. It's like a one-click step, but this product has probably saved hours per month of not having to mess with sound checking and EQing and doing all that other bullshit. The sixth device that I recommend is my Kindle. I recommend this device not only for reading, which obviously I recommend, but I use it as part of my sleep routine. Over the many years of recovering from subpar sleep, I've found that you must not use your phone in bed to watch YouTube, Netflix, or Twitch stream, because that just messes up your sleep altogether. It's so easy to get distracted with all this tech on your phone and to, again, get sucked into this dopamine hole. But this Kindle has allowed me to read at night and to establish a routine that my body gets used to. I initially started to read tons of nonfiction, mostly business or tech books, but it kind of backfired on me when I started to read these types of books. I always got hyped up when reading these entrepreneurial books, and then my mind would kind of be restless until 1 or 2 in the morning, which would be counterintuitive for the reason I'd be reading in the first place, which is to act as my sleep routine. So now I'm reading a good chunk of fiction books. I'm all up to date with the Rebecca Yarros series. I've read popular best-selling books on the Amazon charts, and now I'm actually in a phase to try to tackle some of the classic books that I didn't read in high school that are really insanely confusing to read, like Ulysses and In Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust. I'm mostly trying to catch up with my reading and was that kid in high school that just used SparkNotes to take tests because I hated reading with a passion. But back to the topic, this has improved my productivity greatly because now I have a bedtime routine. And again, my body has kind of picked up that when I start reading my Kindle book, it's time to sleep. Number 7 on my list is the DT990 Pro 250 ohms with Spotify. This one may surprise you, but I use music as almost an enhancement to my work and not a distraction. It's a fine balance you have to play, but when working, I'll usually play either the following playlists: Perfect Concentration, which is superb to get deep work done; Relaxing Ghibli music, which if you want a little bit more of a joyous sound, but is still really peaceful to listen to. And then I also have gaming soundtracks like the Minecraft soundtrack that again is very calm and not super energetic, but allows you to definitely focus and lock in. But every time I'm at my computer, I have something playing in the background, and my music honestly acts as my fuel to continue to work. I don't know, I probably have like ADHD or something, but it's too hard to concentrate without something in the background playing. But these earphones are absolutely fire, as it has some of the highest audio quality for the price. I know there are definitely better audiophile earphones out there, but for the cost of this, you really can't go wrong. One downside is that there is no mic to talk, during meetings or something. So I usually have to switch them out with just normal Apple earphones, but I'm sure there's probably an upgrade that I just haven't researched yet. Maybe I'll consider it in the future. Lastly, for number 8, I've installed Opal on my phone. For those who do not know what Opal is, it is an iPhone app that is essentially a stronger time limit from Apple, where it will start to block certain apps or even content after you reach a certain time limit or altogether. I like Opal because they have timers for you that automatically blocks your usage altogether for a certain app. For example, I have 2 separate time limits per day on Instagram for 30 minutes and then another one for Twitch/Kick for 30 minutes. which both of these can turn to addictions pretty easily if I don't pay attention to them. What's crazy is that with social media, it's so easy to get sucked into the time sink because when you're on it, it feels like only 5 to 10 minutes have passed, but in reality, Opal will remind you that you just have 5 minutes of usage left. I already consumed 25 minutes of endless scrolling. It just goes to show you how addictive these apps truly are. Previously, I tried to block these apps cold turkey, but I found that it's not the best long-term solution. Sometimes I'll have an urge to go on an app, so I'll end up, either deleting Opal as a whole or straight up disabling that specific blocker. So the right balance for me was limiting the time on each of these apps I'm addicted to, and 30 minutes per app is definitely good enough to feel like you definitely got some usage out of that app. 30 minutes is also the perfect time for a lunch break or to just decompress after work. I have a similar app on my desktop as well. It's called Cold Turkey. I just didn't include that app because I'm addicted more to my phone than to my desktop. All in all, those are the tech products that I use to really curb this dopamine addiction. The whole purpose in life is to accomplish what you set out for goals, not to just waste time and dilly-dally through life, as these apps enable you so much to do that. If you feel like your life is a little bit meaningless or purposeless, I recommend you try to stay off your phone as much as possible and meaningfully try to hit a goal that you set out for yourself. Hopefully one of these tech products can help you with that. I'll have links to all these in the description below. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.